So Radharani ki Jai. So a lot of us know about Krishna, right? At least something. Krishna is unlimited. One cannot know everything about the Lord. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. Ramayana also says that. He is unlimited. हम इसके बारे में क्या हम description देंगे? What kind of description can we give of the unlimited? But we are very fortunate if we have some information which is very vital that will help us achieve the goal of human life. And the topmost way to achieve the real goal of human life is by obtaining love of God. There are so many faiths, whether it is Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, all those who believe in a big power out there, or we call them theistic persons, not atheists, the opposite, those who believe in God. Most of us, even in our childhood, born in Hindu families, have been taught, be God-fearing. Is it true or not? Hai ki nahi? But Prabhupada said, why be God-fearing? Be God-loving. Very big difference. Because when you fear God, it's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But when you love God, you're building a relationship, an intimate relationship. And that intimate relationship is very rare. It is not available to everyone. Just like, if I can give a very crude example, the president or the prime minister of a country, everybody knows them by name and the respect that they are given, right? But there is extremely very few out of the thousands and millions who can come close to the president or the prime minister.
It's too loud, it's going out. They want you to lower it.
Oh, we should turn it down?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. So there are very few who are able to be very close to the president or the prime minister. And there are amongst the few, there are also very few who are actually treating the president or the prime minister as one's own. Like even the president and prime minister has a wife or a son or a daughter or a friend, and then also very close servants, right? So those relationships can be established with the Supreme Lord Himself also. I always encourage myself, and in a discussion also, where I have many interfaith discussions, and I told people that I'm very open to anyone who can give me more information about the Lord and anything that will bring me closer to the Lord. I'm very open if somebody can give me more information. But in the meantime, if you don't have enough information, our Srila Prabhupada, whose teachings we, under the umbrella of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we share information of the Supreme Lord. We know who the Lord is, when He was born, who His father and mother are, who His servants are, who His friends are, who His lovers are. We know names. We know what the Lord likes to eat on His plate. We know geographically also where He lives, right? Suppose there is a big man, if somebody who is very famous, let's say a Bollywood actor or actress, how many people know the address of a particular very famous actor or actress? Or how many can actually go close to the house or enter the compound? Right? Very, very few, rare. Most of us, we see those big names, we don't even know what their addresses are. But our Prabhupada and our Acharyas have given their address So come, take to this process and become a part of the inner circle of Krishna. For those who have, I'm sure everybody has heard the name Krishna. I have explained this before. Krishna is the most appropriate name for God. Now somebody may think this is very sectarian, but it is not. The word Krishna is a Sanskrit word. Just like there are many languages, Hebrew, Latin, English, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, Bengali. So Sanskrit is also a language. And the word Krishna, if you translate that exactly as it is into English, it means all attractive. Krish means attract, Na means all. So that personality who attracts all is Bhagavan, is God. Is it true or not? And by definition, our Shastras, the Vedic scriptures give the meaning of Bhagavan. Bhaga, again, if you translate that, it just like Krishna is a combination of two words, Krish plus Na, Bhagavan is a combination of two words, Bhaga plus Van. Bhaga, when you translate that into English, it means opulence, and Van means one who possesses. And most of us who are around here, who are from the Indian background, we know, especially those who know Hindi, somebody who has knowledge is known as Gyan Van. Somebody who's got money is known as Dhan Van. So similarly, one who has got all Bhaga or all opulences is known as Bhagavan. Now, opulences are further categorized into 6 general categories. What are those categories? 6 general categories are beauty, strength, knowledge, renunciation, fame, and what is the 6th one?
Aishwarya.
Wealth. Yes. So beauty, wealth, strength, fame, renunciation, and knowledge. 6. If these 6, if some one personality possesses it to an unlimited extent, then that person is Bhagwan or God. And actually speaking, there is only one God. Most faiths believe in that. It is unfortunate that even within Hinduism, people think that there are many gods. No, there is only one God. But our Shastra says Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam. He is Advaita. Advait means what? There are 2 different meanings of Advaita. Advaita, A means opposite, and Dvaita means 2 or second. So there is nobody second to him. That is the Vaishnava explanation of Advaita. Dvait means 2 and A means none second to him. Advaita. Achyutam. Achyutam means we all jivas or souls are Chutta. Chutta means we are fallible. Fallible means we are weak. Weak means we are under the control of the modes of material nature. We are controlled by the mode of ignorance, Tamogun. We are controlled by the mode of passion, Rajagun. We are controlled by the mode of goodness, Satogun. But there is also a mode higher than these 3. Those who have studied scriptures will agree that the 4th mode is known as Shuddha Sattvam. It is beyond these 3. In Bhagavad Gita also, Arjun is being instructed by Krishna, please go beyond these 3 modes of material nature. Nistray Bhava Guna Arjuna. Triguna. These 3 gunas is the cause of bondage. When we are in the mode of ignorance, we generally commit sinful activities. And that is the cause of our bondage. When we die, then eventually we will have to suffer the hellish conditions. Eventually, when we again are re-established in our human form again, and sometimes we come in contact with good people, pious people, then we commit pious activities. These pious activities, the result will be that we will end up, when we die, end up in the heavenly planets. Now, our Shastras Vedic literatures, Ved actually means knowledge, spiritual and material. For example, the knowledge or the science of life is known as Ayur Ved. Ayur means life. Ved means knowledge. So Ved deals with material subjects and spiritual subjects. So in the spiritual subjects, there is a clear delineation that there is a mode that goes beyond the mode of goodness. And that mode is known as Shuddha Sattvam, or which we call as transcendental. When we transcend these three modes, then we come on a transcendental platform. So Vaishnavas are very particular. This is what they give us. They tell us that, okay, piety is good, but that is also a cause of bondage. Meaning, after one dies and one receives, what they will receive maximum is, there are 6 heavens. It is given geography wise. So one will achieve, according to the intensity of the piety, one of the heavens. But after that what? After that you come back again. Just like when we earn some credits or when we earn money and then we go on vacation. We save, we have savings in our bank account, and then we go on a nice vacation. We spend some money, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, depending on the person's bank balance, depending on the person's capacity. One can have a vacation, but at the end of the day, that vacation is over and then you have to come back to square one. So pious activities will lead us to Swarga. That is, most of the people, when in our Hindi vocabulary or the sentence, when somebody dies, they generally say, Uska Swargwas ho gaya, he was a very nice man. But most of us, unfortunately, don't know that there is something known as beyond Swarga or beyond heaven, which is known as the Vaikuntha. I'm sure you all have heard of this word too. And I've explained in the past in some of our satsangs, Vaikuntha is again a combination of 2 words. Sanskrit is amazing. Sometimes it's a combination of many words. It's called Sandhi Viched. When you break it down, you can analyze. It's a very scientific language, Sanskrit. Vaikuntha, Vai means no, and Kuntha means anxiety. So the land or the place where there is no anxiety is known as Vaikuntha. This Jagat or this material world, including Swarga or heavens, is full of Kuntha, full of anxiety, full of Chinta, full of problems. Because what is the biggest problem? Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma, Mrityu, Jara and Vyadhi. Birth, death, old age and disease. These 4 are present in the material world, including heaven. Because even in heaven, there is a lifespan. Compared to earth, it is said, where Lord Indra resides and some of the other Devi Devatas reside, the average lifespan is 40,000 years. Like we live about 80, 90. Barely we make it to 100. So you see the factor is like almost, 400 times the multiplication factor of life there. But what does it ultimately mean? It means after 40,000 years, death comes. And death is always painful. That is the quality of material world. There also people get old. Because when you get older, death comes closer. I'm talking about natural circumstances. When there's a decay of the body. Right? So there is death, old age and disease. There also there is disease. Nobody can say that there is no disease. Disease is also there in heaven. And we don't have to describe that elaborately. Everybody in our personal experience, even ourselves, we fall sick. Even something basic like a sneezing or cough and cold. So these factors are there, and that is why it causes us anxiety. It causes us constant anxiety. And that is why this world is known as Kuntha Jagat. But there is a place known as Vaikuntha where because there is no birth, death, old age and disease, there is no anxiety. That is why it is known as Vaikuntha. Now, in Vaikuntha, there are millions and millions of spiritual planets. We are minorities. Because I'm sure some of you have heard me, but there are a lot of new faces here, so I'm kind of, encapsulating who Krishna is by actually explaining a little bit about the geography. The geography of creation. In the geography of creation, Vaikuntha is considered to be 3/4 of Bhagwan's creation. It is considered as 3/4. So supposing if I take one page, don't know, maybe I can take this lid. Can I get this lid, please? If this is 100%, and if we draw a line somewhere here, you can see the line?
Yeah.
This section is approximately 1/4, and this is 3/4. 3/4 is Vaikuntha, and 1/4 is material. So we are actually, and in this there are millions and millions of universal systems, and galaxies and planets, and we are just a little speck, not even a speck. Not even a speck. 3/4 is spiritual. And there are inhabitants, and there are, just like we have Earth planet, there are different Vaikuntha planets that are all there in this spiritual world, known as Vaikuntha. And there is a topmost planet in Vaikuntha area known as Golok Vrindavan. This Golok Vrindavan is the place, thank you, where the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purna Purushottam Bhagwan, resides. And from him, everything emanates. From Krishna, evidence is there in the Vedic scriptures. Evidence is there from people or living entities who have come from there and who have seen it and who have explained it. And evidence is also there through the Shastra, where Krishna has spoken and given knowledge to different devotees, including the first created being, Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma himself admits by starting his prayers saying that Ishwara Parama Krishna. Krishna, you are the Ishwara Param. Ishwar, again in Sanskrit, if I translate that into English, it means controller. We are all Ishwaras, but we are mini controllers. We have that tendency to control. Supposing if we are elder in the family, then we try to control the siblings, we try to control, a father is controlling the children in the family, controlling the mother, etc. That controlling nature we all have. Even if there are two little children playing, you will see that controlling tendency is there. Because man is made in the image of God. Even Bible says that. Man is made in the image of God. We are all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that we are his Amsha. Mamai Amsha, my Amsha. Jiva Bhuta Jiva Loka Sanatana. Eternally you are my parts and parcels. So one of the qualities of Bhagwan is that Bhagwan is Ishwar. He is a controller. And because we are his part and parcels, we also have this quality of us of controlling. Very important tattva. Please try to pay a little more intense attention, and that way we can relish this. So because but Ishwara Parama Krishna, the word used is Param. Param means the topmost or the supreme. Satchitananda Vigraha. He is eternity. Sat means eternity. That is the primary meaning. A lot of people consider Sat as the truth. Yes, truth is also, but it is a secondary meaning. Truth, because that truth never expires. And Bhagwan is the truth. That is why the word Satya comes from there. Sat means eternal. Chitta means one who is fully cognizant, who knows everything. We are only cognizant of about ourselves, and even about ourselves we are not very cognizant. 3 days ago, what did we eat? Do you remember what you ate for dinner 3 days ago? Last week, exactly at this time, what did you wear? Do we remember? What dress did we wear? What color? Exactly this time last week, do we remember? Month ago, year ago. So even about ourselves, we have very little, but Bhagwan knows everything. That is why he is known as Prabhu. Idhar baitho na? Oh Prabhu, you can sit here. Okay. He is cognizant. That is why even if we see, by definition in English also they say God is omnipotent, omnipresent and omniscient. Omniscient means one who knows everything. So, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda. Satchit, Chit means he is fully cognizant, and Ananda, he is the source of all Ananda. Vigraha means he is a person. Very important. Most people think that God is some light. Most people, there is some schools of thoughts that say that you are God, I am God. And eventually, when we get our perfection, everything that you see is illusory. Everything that we see in this world, there is a Vedic verse, very short verse. It says, Sarvam idam khalo brahman, and jagat mithya, brahma satya, jagat mithya. Brahma satya. Brahma means, now a lot of people interpret Brahma as the light. And there is nobody has got any shape, no form, none of that. Ultimately it is one divine light. That is called, that according to them, the definition Brahma. But Sanskrit is amazing. Depending on who is translating it, grammatically it is correct. But there is only Brahma also means Krishna. So Brahma Satya. Again the meaning comes that when we say Sat, Chit Ananda, he is Sat. And his part and parcels are Sat. We are also eternal. Because Krishna is eternal, we are eternal. As far as we are concerned, we don't die. The body dies. And according to karma, we live eternally. It is not that we came into creation, we eternally existed. Just like Krishna eternally existed. Just like God eternally existed. Like, a simple example is that if somebody is living, then naturally his hairs are there, other parts of the body are there. So similarly, because Bhagavan is alive very much, he is a Vigraha. Vigraha means he is a person. Very important. Most people who are in the different line of thoughts, they are actually insulting God by thinking that he is just some energy. And I like to give this example again and again. Supposing if there is a nice painting, and let's say you are the artist, and you are a wonderful artist sitting in the gallery, and you displayed so many wonderful paintings. Everybody comes and appreciates the painting. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. And the artist is sitting right there, but everybody is ignoring the artist. Not even looking at that artist. Not even saying good morning or good evening to that artist. How insulting that is. So we appreciate the energy, but we do not appreciate the energetic from where the energy emanates. And those certain personalities who are of that nature are called Mayavads. Mayavads are those persons who think that everything that we are seeing, the shape of the chair that I am seeing, is because I am in illusion. Chair does not exist. I see you because out of illusion I see you. You do not exist. Similarly, even when they talk about the different appearances, when the great personalities like Lord Shiva, like yesterday was the appearance of Lord Ganesh. Bolo Ganpati Bappa, Moria. Mangal Murti, Moria. So if you are seeing Lord Ganesh, it is illusion. Because you are under the influence of Maya, you are thinking of that shape, that form, but he does not exist. Lord Shiva does not exist. Krishna does not exist. That is why they are called Mayavads. They say, you don't know. My dear, you are also God. All you have to do is practice the sadhana. After all, there is no guru, there is no God. Your guru, your God. And when there is equality, there is no service. And when there is no service, there is no happiness. Happiness, true happiness comes through seva, through service. Whether you believe in God or not. Even those people who are atheistic, they serve their family so sincerely. They serve their extended family, relatives so sincerely. They serve their community so sincerely. They serve their country so sincerely. That is why they are getting happiness. Happiness is derived through service. Unfortunately, our happiness is restricted or cut off because we are serving temporary people or temporary entities. But when we serve the Nitya or the eternal personality, then our happiness will also be eternal. Therefore, Satchitananda Vigraha. Please always, if we have different concepts of God, that He is just light. Yes, light is a part of God. Just like He is so amazing and transcendental that light emanates from Him. Just like we see a guru's picture or some great personality, you see an aura. That aura emanates. And His aura is so blinding that He does not allow Himself to be revealed to everybody. There's a nice verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Everybody can repeat it. This is always auspicious. Namasye Purusham Adhyam Ishvara Prakrate Param Alaksha Sarva Bhutanam Antarbahir Avasthitam. These are actually a part of the prayers of Queen Kunti in first Skanda, chapter number 8. Namasya Purusham Adhyam. She recognized, oh Krishna, although you have appeared as my nephew, but I know who you are. Namasya Purusham Adhyam. I offer my obeisances to you, my pranams to you. The origin of everything. Purusham Adhyam. And he says, she says, Ishvara Prakrate Param. And you are beyond the three modes of material nature. You're beyond Tamogun, Rajogun, Satogun, just like the common people like us. We are under the influence, but you're beyond that. And amazing thing she says is, Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam. You're not visible to everyone. Although Antar Bahir Avasthitam, although you're situated within, inside and outside. In the Isavasham Upanishad or the Isopanishad, the devotee is praying that, my dear Krishna, please remove this curtain of light so that I can actually see your Vigraha. I can see your personality. So those who have the tendency of not doing seva will easily buy this philosophy that you are God, I am God. And then if you are God and I am God, if you are equal, why I should serve you and why you should serve me? And if there is no service, then where is Ananda? And unfortunately, if you go to certain mutts, they don't have any vibration. There is no happiness on their faces. But when you see Vaishnavas in Kirtan, they are dancing and chanting. Just when they are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, they are dancing. Not only dancing, if you see when there is Kirtan, observe this next time when you go to temple. Even little babies, they are moving their legs in the cradle. But when you ask these Mayavadis to chant the holy name of the Lord, they are not. They will say, no, we will just say, Om. Om is what? Krishna says, Pavitram Omkaram. I am the Pavitra Omkaram in the Bhagavad Gita. I am in the sound incarnate. It is me. Meaning it is my energy. But energy has to have a source. It has to have a source. No matter how much automation one can do, even with technology, somebody has to press the first button. When the pilot takes off in one of the best planes with the autopilot, everything the autopilot, nowadays the planes can do amazing. They can navigate in any kind of weather. They can even land Even landing they can do autopilot. But still, when the pilot sits in a seat, he has to activate that switch, autopilot, before it can. So a person is involved. There has to be a person behind that energy that drives it. So that concept has to. So Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govinda. He is the Adi, Anadi Radhi. There is no one before him. Govinda. And he is known as Govinda. Because Govinda, Go means cows and Go means senses. Go means the gopis. Go means the gopas. Go means Gokul. There are so many meanings of this word. And Vinda means pleasure. So when we take the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, we are actually addressing first Krishna's primary energy, Hara, Radharani. So this Krishna, I will come to Radharani in a few minutes, who resides in the topmost planet of Vaikuntha, which I explained is known as Golok. There he expands himself into Baldev on his right, and on his left he expands himself as Shrimati Radharani. Baldev Prabhu or Balram is known as the Sandhini Shakti. Krishna himself, who is right in the middle, is known as the Sambit Shakti. And on the left, when he simultaneously expands, there is an energy known as Haladini Shakti. Alad means pleasure. In Sanskrit, Alad, if you translate that into English, it means pleasure. Or one who is full of bliss. Alad. So, Krishna does this on purpose. Nityo Nityanam Chetanos Chetnanam Eko Sham Bahuda Vidati Kaman. In order to enjoy himself and his own creation, he creates this personality out of himself. Bhagavan, sometimes someone question can ask that why he is Bhagavan, why does he need, like we have demands and we have desires. How can Bhagavan have desires? To enjoy. Because he is actually the fountainhead of everything. We cannot limit him. If he wants transcendental pleasure, then for his own sake, he creates an environment. And he starts first with Baldev, and Baldevji is the one that is the most responsible person for creating everything, not Krishna. Including the Vaikuntha planets and including the material planets. And all the other avatars, they all emanate from Baldev. Please try to understand this. Again, it's a different subject, a deeper subject. But Baldev is the source of entire creation, spiritual and material. Baldev is also the source of all Sadgurus, the Guru Tattva, how to come closer to Krishna. And Baldev is the one who expands himself as Amshas. Radharani and Baldev are known as Krishna's Swa Amsha. What are they known as? Swa Amsha. Amsha means part, and Swa means his own, direct. And everybody else, including Narayana, there are hundreds and thousands of Lord Narayanas, not just one. And there are so many different avatars like Narsingha, Varaha, Matsya, Kurma, Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Roop, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Ananta Roopam. All these are known as Anshas. And because they are not Swamsha, because they come from Balram. And from the expansions of Balram. And from the expansions of Balram. So for example, Lord Ramachandra. Baldevji is the first Swamsha from Baldev. In Vaikuntha, there is a planet, another planet under Golok, known as Mathura. And then there's another planet under Mathura known as Dwarka. In Golok Vrindavan, in the Vaikuntha sky. And then there is Ayodhya and many other Narayana lokas. So this Lord Ramachandra is an expansion of Baldev's first quadruple expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarsha, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. From that Sankarshan comes a second quadruple expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarsha, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And from that Sankarshan, there is an expansion of Mahavishnu. And from Mahavishnu, there is an expansion of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. And from Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, there is an expansion of Shirodakshayi Vishnu. And Lord Ramachandra is a Purusha avatar from Shirodakshayi Vishnu. So you can see maybe he is the 6th or 7th in that tree of how he comes. Bottom line is that this information is given in our scriptures, but one has to take the time to study it.
So we are which part?
We are his Tathastha Shakti. Now Krishna again has, these are his internal potencies, Baldevji and Radharani. But there is Krishna also has the external potency, which is known as Maya, which is the three modes of material nature. This is called Bahiranga Shakti. Those three Shaktis are Tamogun, Rajagun and Satogun. And then there is a third energy known as Tathastha Shakti. Since you asked, I am mentioning. Tathastha Shakti means us, the souls. And they, again, if you analyze the word Tathastha, Stha means one who is established. And Tata, if you see even in Hindi, Sanskrit, same word. Tat means bank or the shore. So sometimes when we are on an ocean, we see that there is high tide. So that portion of the land becomes ocean when the water comes in. And then when there is low tide, the water recedes, it becomes land. So we are known as Tathastha Shakti because we have that propensity of either being caught by Maya, the Bahiranga Shakti, or we can be influenced by the Antaranga Shakti. Antaranga means internal potency. We can fall on either side, just like something is on this edge. We can fall here or we can fall here, depending on our desire. So it is our personal desire. If our desire is to stay in the material world, then we will always desire material things. We will desire material association and will keep us in the material world. But the moment we come across a Sadguru, the moment we come across some Vaishnavas, the moment we come across devotees, they give us information and our desire keeps increasing, then we will start leaning towards the spiritual world, towards the Antaranga Shakti. Whose head is Baldev, Krishna and Radharani? All three. All three. Now, who is Radharani? Because we were talking, Tuesday is Radharani. Radharani is Krishna's happiness potency. See, we have very limited thinking or capacities because our experience is only of this material world. So we sometimes cannot imagine certain things how they work, but we have to go by what Guru, Sadhu and Shastra says. If we all have personalities within us, same person is sometimes very humorous. Sometimes that same person, you look at that person can be very angry. Sometimes that same person is very grave. Sometimes that same person has different moods. Now, try to understand this concept and then it will become very easy. If from that person, if there was some kind of a magic, where let's say people have 8 different personalities depending on the moods. Let's say 8 moods. I'm just giving any number I'm throwing. Let's say or 3 moods or 5 moods. So let's say that person has got 5 different moods, predominant 5 different moods. And by some magic, those moods can actually come out and take the shape of a real person. Please try to understand this. If that mood can come out and take the shape of a real, like that person can expand, like expansion of humorous Mr. John, or angry Mr. John, or grave Mr. John, serious Mr. John, real person standing right there. So Shrimati Radharani is Krishna's pleasure personified. Krishna's pleasure personified. Krishna's Ananda personified. Allad. Allad means Ananda. Alladini Shakti. So she, when Krishna first appeared in Gokul. We just had Janmashtami 2 weeks ago, right? And Krishna, there are how many yugas? 4. What are the 4 yugas? Kali Yuga. Okay, let's say in the proper sequence. This is Kali Yuga. What was it prior to that? Very nice. Prior to Dwapar is Treta. And prior to Treta? Satyuga. And after Satyuga, what will happen?
Kali Yuga.
Correct. It's a cycle. It's an unending cycle. But that cycle does end at some point when Lord Brahma of our universe, when he dies. But anyways, that's a different subject. But it's into trillions of years. It continues. Just to make the math very easy, Kali Yuga is 400,000 years. Dwapar is, you add another 400, 800,000. Treta is another 400, you add 1.2 million. And then Satya is, add another 400, 1.6 million. That's one cycle. Once Satya Yuga is finished, again Kali Yuga will come. So there's trillions of years, and if you divide that by 1.6 million, there are so many different cycles. Each cycle is 4 yugas. Like clockwork, different avatars of the Lord, they come in every yuga. So for example, at the end of Kali Yuga, there is a Kali avatar. Lord Krishna comes as expansion, actually Baldev's expansion. He comes as Kali. He will come on a horse, on a white horse with a sword at the end of Kali Yuga. He is known as Kali avatar. And Kali avatar. Yeah. Kalki. Yeah, Kali avatar, but Kalki. Yes, you're right. Kalki. So Kalki comes in every Kali Yuga. Ramchandra Bhagavan comes in every Treta. Narsingadev Bhagavan, Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, Vamandev, etc. They come in every Satya Yuga. But Krishna doesn't come in every Dwapar. Krishna comes in every 10,000th Dwapar Yuga. So can you imagine, last Dwapar Krishna was there. And immediately following the Dwapar, when Krishna appears, when that expires, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga sets in. And in that Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. Who is the Prem avatar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. So that means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just appeared 500 years ago. Now he is not going to appear for another 1.2 million multiplied by 10,000. I don't know what that number is. 1.6 million, not 1.2. 1.6 million multiplied by 10,000. And similarly, 1.6 million multiplied by 10,000, Krishna is not going to appear. So Krishna appeared. The anniversary of that appearance was 2 weeks ago in Rohini Nakshatra, and on the 8th day of the Shukla, no, in the Krishna Paksha, in the Krishna Paksha, the dark fortnight. And exactly a year and 2 days later, 2 weeks later, Radharani appeared. So Krishna eternally, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Golok, his age is 15 years. And Radharani actually is 15 years, a little over 15 years. And Radharani is about 14 years, 1 year and 2 months younger to Krishna. So Krishna had already appeared in Gokul. And here, do you all know where Radharani appeared? As Krishna appeared in Gokul? No. Braj is a big, it's like saying Ontario. Raval. Yes. So now you all know. Raval is a very small village next to Gokul. And there King Vrishabhanu lived. King Vrishabhanu and his wife Kirtida, the queen Kirtida Rani, lived. So as he was one day, usual, praying to the Jamuna, he saw there was 1,000-petal golden lotus that appeared floating in the Jamuna. and on that there was a beautiful baby girl, golden complexion. Actually, not even golden, her molten gold complexion. So effulgent. And as he went in, the lotus came closer and closer to him. Now King Vrishabhanu and Kirtida Mata had one child. Anybody knows who? Sridham. Sridham was the son, but they didn't have a daughter. And they had that intense desire in their previous life to have the energy personified of Krishna as their daughter. All the Lakshmis, Mahalakshmi and so many other Lakshmis, they are all expansion of Shrimati Radharani. Even Durga Devi, she is actually the shadow of Radharani. So, he was extremely pleased. Just like Vasudeva and Devaki. When Krishna appeared, he tells them that yes, actually you don't know, but in 3 different births I appeared to you. In your first birth, you are the Prajapati, Sutapa. He tells Vasudeva. And my mother Devaki was Vrishni. And Prishni and Sutapa, you had both done so much tapa. That's why he is known as Sutapa. And when I appeared and I was so pleased with you, I asked you that I want to give you a boon. Take a benediction from me. So they said that, we are supposed to Lord Brahma, our Pita, because we are Prajapati, we are supposed to expand and create progeny. But we want somebody very good for the well-being of mankind. How many of us think like that? When we produce or when we have, we should be, that they wanted to serve. So then they said that we would like to have a perfect son as you. So then the Lord was so pleased because their intention was for mankind. कि अच्छी बच्चे हो तो अच्छी प्रजा हो तो अच्छा कल्याण होगा. So he says, I will not only come in this birth to you, but also the next 3 births you will, 2 births I will come to you. So in the next birth, Prishni and Sutapa became Kashyap Muni and Aditi. And to them, Vaman Dev appeared, or Upendra. And then the 3rd birth was Vasudeva and Devaki. So similarly, Krishna appeared to them because that Krishna had promised that I'll appear in 3 births and you will be my parents. Similarly, Kirtida Mata and Vrishabhanu King had desired that in their past life. So now Shrimati Radharani appeared to them in Raval in Jamuna. And when they appeared, Lord Brahma actually appeared also, and he reminded them that this is what you had asked. And that is why Radharani personally is appearing. And ये प्रसाद नहीं चाहिए. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Now, when Radharani appeared, when King Vrishabhanu picked her up in his arms, she was very quiet. She did not, like most baby boys and girls, they cry, but she did not cry. And she did not even open her eyes. When she took her home, Kirtida Mataji was also very happy to have her, but she was kind of thinking, what happened? This baby girl is not making any noise. She's not even opening her eyes. So they were a little saddened as well. But they were extremely happy. Ultimately, it's their baby girl that they desired. Sometimes we have even our personal life also. Even if our own children sometimes, they may not be perfect in all ways. Even they may have some bodily defects. But mother is mother, father is father. They will always love. So they love. So one time Narad Muni came and asked King Vrishabhanu, how is everything? Do you have any children? So King Vrishabhanu said, yes, I have one son, Sridham. But what about a daughter? Do you have a daughter? So they were kind of reluctant. to say anything about a daughter because they didn't want to show everyone like, you know, a blind or a dumb daughter who could not speak. But then they said, yes, we have a daughter too. So can I bless her? So the idea was actually not to bless her, but Naradji wanted to take darshan of Radharani. So he said, okay, prepare some nice paraphernalia like chandan and so many different worshipable items, and I will use it to bless her. And then they kept Radharani's baby girl in front of Naradji, and Naradji went into ecstasy just by, and he knew that this is, and then Radharani actually showed her the original form, Kishori form. So Kishore, Krishna in Golok Vrindavan is always 15 years and a few months, and Kishori is 14 years and a few months, 1 year and 2 weeks younger to Krishna, eternally. Kishore, Kishori. So Radhaji was given that darshan, and Naradji went into ecstasy. Now it so happened that on her, because now that everybody knew about King Vrishabhanu, because Naradji broadcast Radharani's appearance, everybody started coming and bringing gifts to King Vrishabhanu and Kirtida Mata. And in the meantime, there was like from Gokul, Nanda Baba came, Yashoda Mai came, and they brought that little baby 1-year-old Krishna. Now Krishna was already crawling, and when they went to King Vrishabhanu's house, Krishna entered the room where Radharani was, and he went on the cradle slowly and he peeked into it, and immediately Radharani opened her eyes. And Radharani started crying out of joy. And the mother and father and everybody heard outside, oh, look at that. She's speaking, she's crying now, she's not dumb, she's not deaf, she can see. And everybody was in ecstasy. So Radharani actually had made this sankalpa that when I appear, the first thing that I want to see is you, Krishna. Otherwise, I'm not going to open my eyes, or I'm not going to say a single word. That is the appearance of Shrimati Radharani. She appeared, and Radharani she is known as Bhakti Devi. If you want bhakti of Krishna, then you have to please Radharani. If Radharani is pleased, Krishna is pleased. And what does Radharani like most? Radharani likes most is when she hears Krishna's name. When you chant Krishna's name, she is most pleased. That is why we should chant the holy names of Krishna to please Radharani. And if Radharani is pleased, Krishna is pleased. The whole world, whether those who are atheists or theists, they're all looking for God directly or indirectly. They're all looking for Krishna. Krishna is the fountainhead of pleasure. He is Rasraj. We are looking, those who don't believe in God, we are looking for pleasure in material things, in good cars, in good houses, in money, in nightclubs, parties. These are all actually energies of Krishna known as Maya, Bahiranga Shakti. So people are looking for pleasure. They're actually looking for, they don't know, but they are looking for Krishna, but they are looking for Krishna indirectly or unknowingly. And devotees are looking for, they are always in search of Krishna because they know Krishna is the ultimate. But who is Krishna running after? Radharani. One of the names of Krishna is Madan Mohan. Madan means Cupid, and Mohan means one who even enchants Cupid. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Visesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Kandarpa means also Cupid, Kamdev. Kandarpa Koti. Koti means millions of Kamdevs or Kandarpas or Cupids. If they are accumulated, Kamaniya Visesha Shobham. Krishna's beauty super excels even cumulative thousands and millions of cupids. So he is known as Madan Mohan. Everybody is enchanted by Cupid. When immediately Cupid shoots an arrow, people fall victim to Cupid. But Cupid falls victim to Krishna. That is why he is known as Madan Mohan. Mohan means to mohit kar dena. What is another word in English for Mohan? To Attract in a very amazing way. So he attracted even Cupid himself. So he is known as Madan Mohan. But one of the names of Radharani is Madan Mohan Mohini. One who even attracts the attractor of Madan Mohan. So our goal is to please Radha and Krishna. That is the meaning of Sankirtan. I will end here in a few minutes. We talk about Sankirtan, right? What does Sankirtan mean? Please try to understand. This can be a whole seminar just on this one word, Sankirtan. Samyak Kirtan iti Sankirtan. Samyak means complete, full. Now the general ordinary meaning, which is explained and it is very correct, that when we all do congregational chanting together, that is known as Sankirtan. When everybody chants together. That's one meaning. But our Acharya has explained there are deeper meanings of the word Sankirtan. Samyak means complete. Complete means not just the worship as far as we are concerned, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Not just the worship of Narayana, not worship of Vishnu, not worship of any Devi Devata. It's the worship complete, Radha and Krishna. That is the meaning of Sankirtan. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, our Prabhupada's beloved Gurudev, he explained another meaning of Sankirtan. He said Sankirtan means Sarva Uttam Kirtan iti Sankirtan. And what is Sarva Uttam Kirtan? There are many Kirtans depending on the consciousness. Even when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, our consciousness will be, if you want to please Lord Narayana will be pleased. Nothing wrong. Lakshmi Devi will be pleased. But in our Hare Krishna Mahamantra, especially us Gaudiya Vaishnavas who come in this topmost Madhurya school of the gopis, Hara means Shrimati Radharani. Hare means to take away. Please try to understand. To take away our sins, to take away all our difficulties. What our Acharyas explains, Hare means to steal away Krishna's mind, to steal away Krishna's everything, chitta, everything. That is Shrimati Radharani. Hare. Who is stealing everything away from Krishna's. Krishna can't sleep. Krishna is always thinking about Radha. That is the meaning, one meaning of Hare. Mahamantra also we can speak on it by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada for 3-4 days. Continuously, if needed. It is so deep. So that is the meaning of Hare. So we are addressing Radharani so that we can please Krishna. Hare Krishna. Again, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Now when we chanting Krishna, Krishna, that means Radharani is exclusively pleased. Oh, this devotee is chanting my beloved's name. Krishna, Krishna. And when we chant Hare, Hare, we are pleasing Krishna. Oh, this devotee is chanting my beloved's name. Hare, Hare. And Hare Rama. Now Ram again has a different connotation when we have this consciousness from the Gaudiya Vaishnava perspective. One can take it as Lord Ramachandra, nothing wrong with that. When you chant, and Hara here would be Sita Mata. Because Hara is the internal potency of Lord Ramachandra, Sita Devi. So that's fine, if that's what your mood is. But our mood is that Ram means Ranjeti Ramyati iti Rama. That Rama, that when Radharani called out at the end of the Ras Leela when Krishna disappeared, Hey Mahabaho, Rama, he called him Ram. Ram means Radharaman. One who is sporting with me. One who is always teasing me. One who is always after me. One who is crazy for me. That Ram means Radharaman. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's very deep meanings. So when we chant this, both Radha and Krishna are pleased. Chanting this Mahamantra is complete. It is called Sankirtan. Complete Radha and Krishna. When sometimes we see only Krishna, our acharyas don't even want to look at that deity. when they see just Krishna. They want to see Radharani together. That is our mood. Sambhog, Radharani and Krishna together. That is our mood. Trying to arrange a meeting and for their pleasure, exclusive pleasure. So, it's very important. If we want to enter into the school of Madhurya Ras, the topmost conjugal love in the footsteps of the gopis or the prema of Raj, then this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is sufficient in itself to take us there and to gain the grace of Shrimati Radharani. And ultimately our goal, our acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, his Gurudev, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, his Gurudev, Srila Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, his Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, his Gurudev, Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, and in the disciplic succession coming down from Narottam Das Thakur and Baldev Vidya Bhushan, Vishwanath Chakravarti, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu themselves, they are actually young gopis and servitors of Shrimati Radharani in their Nitya Leela, in their eternal service. Prabhupada is not ordinary. Prabhupada's Gurudev is not ordinary. They are actually direct servitors, friends of Shrimati Radharani. And they teach us how to serve her. But basically, first we have to know philosophy. Once we are very pakka, our foundation is good, then we can enter into the, what we call is, right now we are known as Vaidhi Bhaktis. Vidhi Anusar Bhakti Karna. Vidhi means following the 4 regulative principles. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. Striyam dutam panam shunam yatra dharma chaturvida. This is the recommendation from the Shastra if you are very serious about your spiritual life. That is called Vaidhi Bhakti. No onion garlic, because it's tamagun. You cannot offer it to Krishna. If you cannot offer something to Krishna, you cannot eat it, then you are eating pap. Krishna says very clearly in the Bhagavad Gita. What does he say? What is that verse? Yagya sishtina santo muchyante sarva kil vishay tetam agham papam pachanti atma karana. It is extreme pap if you don't offer something to me and you take it. That's another subject by itself. So, where was I before I quoted this Prasad? Vaidhi Bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti. So we have to follow rules and regulations. And the other one is Raga Bhakti. The Rag Bhakti means the Bhakti is following the footsteps of the gopis of Vraj. So when we are pakka in Vaidhi Bhakti, then Rag Bhakti comes very easily. Radharani will accept you. Just like when we, just a crude example. Sometimes you have to take entrance test to go into a good medical college, medical school or engineering college, right? Once you pass that test, you are already in the college. You are in a very esteemed place like Howard or in a very good school or a college, right? Similarly, when we pass this test of Vaidhi Bhakti, then Radharani sees, yes, that devotee is now ready. That devotee will understand. Otherwise, we will think Krishna was flirting with 16,000 gopis. What is wrong if I flirt with 1 or 2? This is our mentality. Lord Shiva smokes ganja, so let me smoke ganja also. That is our mentality. And so many are doing that, sitting in the dham. They do that. That's called sahajya. To take all these things very easily. And that is why Vaidhi Bhakti is pakka. Once your senses are controlled, then you can go into Rasa Panchadhyay, then you can go into the Daswa Skanda or the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then you will relish Harikatha. Otherwise, we will have doubts about Harikatha. We will commit offenses. We will think like our material brains. We will think, why the gopis are leaving their house in the middle of the night on a flute of a bachelor boy, going deep into the jungle, leaving children, family, husband, society. This is all against the rules of morality. How many of us can understand that? Not possible. It is such a transcendental level that it's amazing. It is called Parkiyaras. And that Parkiyaras is not for us. First we become good students, get the entrance exam, and then Radharani one day will take us, pull us into the camp. And then she will, through Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, all these great personalities, the Rasik Vaishnavas will open up the doors of Ragatmika Bhakti or Raga Bhakti. Hare Krishna. Bolo Shrimati Radharani ki Jai. Barsane wale ki Jai. Bolo Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. Any questions at this point? If not, then we will have prasad.
I have only one question. This
Yes.
is, you mentioned about the birth of Radha.
Haji.
So, इस स्क्रिप्चर में है इसका जो राधा का जो
Radha ji ka Janam. Oh, it is there in Padma Puran, it is there in Brahma Vaivat Puran, it is there in Skanda Puran, it is there in our Gaudiya Vaishnava literatures. And if you go to Raval, you will actually, we have visited that temple. How many have visited Raval? We have seen that is the birthplace. Just like when Krishna appeared in Gokul, then because of the what do you call, the fear of the demons that were coming, Nanda Maharaj after 3 years or so moved to Nandgaon on a hill. And because Vrishabhanu king was such a dear friend to Nanda Baba, he could not stay so far. So he decided to join him on the next hill. And the Barsana is also a hill, and Nandagram is also on a hill, if you notice. So they were very fast friends. That is why Shrimati Radharani moved to Barsana. And then that was home to them. And then from there she got married, from Barsana. And she got married to Abhimanyu in Yawat. Yawat is a very not small town close to Barsana. So these are all very, very deep pastimes. And they are always, like I said, King Vrishabhanu was a good fast friend of Nanda Maharaj. And that's why they followed. And then afterwards, from even Nandgaon, when Krishna became a little more older, he moved to Vrindavan. So there are different places Krishna did pastimes, Leelas, in Vrajmandal. Vrajmandal is 84 course. 84 course is how many square miles? I forget. One course is how many miles?
2.5.
Huh?
2.5 miles.
2.5 miles? Okay, so 64 multiplied by 2.5. That is the entire area of Vrajmandal, where Krishna performed different pastimes. That includes Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, Govardhan, Barsana, Nandagram, Kamyavan. So many different places are there in Vrajmandal.
Because it is not mentioned in the Mahabharata, right? महाभारत में उनका उल्लेख कहीं पे नहीं है.
नहीं, महाभारत राधा रानी का उल्लेख तो ज्यादातर भागवत में भी नहीं है. हालांकि भागवत is considered top most, so that's another subject. Why Radha Rani's name is not in the Bhagavad? ठीक है? Hare Krishna.